Creation is simply taking a multitude of things and combining them. And then the key part that people miss is for a purpose, right? So art is creating for the purpose of beauty, mostly, right? So like beauty, or yeah, I mean mostly beauty is like we make art because we try to mix the beauty in whatever it is, right? And so I'm gonna just be convicted of that. That's what I think it's calling. That's the purpose of that art. It's like, what's the purpose? Why are you making it? Why is it not? Why is art? A not a useful utilized skill when it's like funny because it's like just because it doesn't move with gears, you know it moves you to tears, right? If I'm poetic. Um, so what I'm trying to say is when you're creating something, you're combining two things, and you're whispering into it, and that whisper is the purpose, right? So when how I noticed this is when I started to invent the invention I have, is I took um, I took reference from this area and this area, and then I pushed them into the future. And I said, okay, I'm going to specifically focus on this niche for this purpose. And um, that is how I kind of came to grasp as I looked at, and I pulled this guy over here, and I pulled this guy over here, and I tried to mix it, and I tried to mix it, and then I found the mix, right? And I was just throwing different, like salt, pepper. It's just baking, but the purpose was to serve um, the 9, 7, 8, 9 hitters so that they can love the game. Because I was once that kid who was like struggling to hit, and I wanted, my favorite thing was hitting, right? And so noticing an empathy for that person of like, oh, I'm going to serve that person this way. And so I focused and I dedicated because I was like, pull, pull, pull. And I saw a purpose, and I was like, oh, if I attach, if I do it, right, there might be impact. That's like the selfish purpose is like impact and change the world. But the purpose is I'm serving. And what drove me to do that serve was the impact that it can result in. So when you create, you're bringing two references and pushing it forward you're delivering it with the motive of a purpose, right? So what is the purpose of you creating? Oh, it is to clear my brain. That is a good enough purpose. It's to detox, my creativity. It's to stir up something in someone, right? That's, somebody might, oh, it's to stir up someone. And maybe they're in the, selfish manner of like, oh, so that they are upset, or it's obscene or whatever. But the whole point of it is that they're doing it for a purpose. Like creating, we're all creative individuals in our own right. And just how can you're unique because your interests have guided you to where you are. And so then like, what's the purpose, right? And so because we're all given that purpose, we're all given that creativity, and that's amazing because and where we are, and we can glorify God by doing it to our best abilities and not haphazardly, doing it because it's like, you know, if you work and you're like, okay, I cleaned the room today, I cleaned the house, but there's still, haphazard. I walk over it, oh, it's still clean. It's like I didn't do it to my full, you know, best effort, right? Where it's like, boom, boom, and then there's ways to be proactive on that. But the whole point of it is, um, done is better than perfect. So that means like the whole is better than the detail, and the detail. So how you get caught? How do you get out of that detail of like, okay, I need to create this eye so perfect. Okay, this eye is beautiful. Okay, now, oh, but I missed the whole face, and I needed to get to the face, right? It's like, oh, okay, how do I do that? Well, zoom out, get your perspective, call done what done is, and set your perfection to a time limit, right? It's like, and that's being done. Okay, I will get the whole where it is clear that my vision is said, and if my vision is that, oh, I'm just going to give the eye, boom, I'm going to draw the eye, then boom. The whole point of this is done, be done, get your whole, then go into details. Works like, looks like, works like, design for manufacturing. That's the key, right? So these are the things that learned along the way. How to be creative, because it's in you. All you have to do is take a couple, three, one, two references, pull them together, boom, push them out, and do it for something. And if that purpose isn't strong enough, then you won't do it, or you'll do it and then you'll stop because that purpose stopped, right? So do this for God, because he served you, because he saw that the purpose was to create you so he can be communion with you. And now he saved us. He contributed himself so we can reconvene, recommunicate with the Lord God above. So, boom. Focus on Jesus and you'll find the way.